Okay, it's Operation Over the Top. This is our current situation. I will go over some of the random events, but the short of it is that we essentially had the Balkan Wars explode on us, and the Russians declared war on the Austrians and the Ottomans, and so essentially the Ottomans never got a break between all their wars, starting with the Italian-Turkish, followed by the Balkan, now followed by an early start of World War I. Tech is kind of normal. Germans did really well on level 1. We did get one of the random events that allowed us to exceed level 1, so that was nice. We are doing incremental wartime economy, so there's been some benefit here at level 2 and level 3. I'm looking forward to going to level 4. Not too many surprises over here on the diplomacy side. The Central Powers have hit none and all. If you notice, Belgium's already been pushed up to level 4. That's because I pushed it there because I'm about to declare war on Belgium as Germany. And I'll go through my turn in a second. Quick review on the von Schlieffen plan. While this says spring of 14, basically on the turn prior, Germany's income, peacetime income, was swapped out with wartime income. So Germany drew 35, Britain drew 4. So I'm spending the 35, Britain is spending the 4, unless I sink it. I plan on sinking it. What makes up for Britain's disparity, because the balance of the game is truly based on 35-35, is the units that are provided. And I talked about in the previous video, there they are. And so we'll get to that. So it's a big choice. I mean, Japan's going to go one side or the other, probably not neutral. They could go neutral, but they're going to go one side or the other. And those Brits are going to be allowed to be placed in France. I am going to get the Blitz, and I'm going to be able to do some convoy raiding, but can't even raid for very much. He's only got 4 IPP. And I'm opening up another front on the Western Front. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for me. Other random events, a warlord basically cropped up here kind of throughout the nationalists. Not so big of a deal. There was a big series of battles. You know, this random event is meant to create dilemmas. Imagine, you know, the hatred between the Japanese and the Russians, so a reignition of combat here between Manchuria and between the two territories. It's a dilemma. I think if you were playing, if you had a third Russian player, he might consider one opportunity over another. You notice Tim took Eastern Manchuria and then withdrew back out. It's not worth anything anyways. The Japanese did try and take Primorsky Krai, but did very poorly. So they're going to start, whichever side they go on, with very few units. And we were able to move our navies fairly early.
Like 2 turns early, at least.
Yeah, 2 turns early. And then you can see, and the Federales have been doing extraordinarily well over here. So unlike Vimy Ridge, the Federales are going to wrap this up probably this turn.
Well, the Germans on the first attack of the first game got no hits, and the U.S. got 4 in return.
Yeah.
So that sort of sealed their fate pretty early on.
Yeah, so this is back to Bob's luck again. Now, I'm probably only going to film essentially the attack into Belgium and the attack into Picardy. I do plan on raiding. I was contemplating, I don't know, Tim, would you attack France with 4 infantry and 5 artillery and a commander?
No.
Nah, I don't think that's a very good attack.
I mean, if you're rolling all ones, you're in good shape, but no.
Yeah, not if you're rolling like I do. So big attacks here in Galicia. This is the current disposition. Russians have a very large field army here in Grodno. Not sure. So I'm going to hit Congress of Poland because it's going to be an easy take, and that'll allow me to have the flexibility to either support here, or should the Russians turn into Prussia, which they possibly will. And then I've got some other potential surprises up my sleeve, but on one hand, we are trying to win. On the other, we're trying to prove out some rules. The Serbians into. Oh yeah, talk about the Balkan War and some of the changes there. Good.
So we decided that the Austrians could not move into the Balkan mini-map. Ottomans. Until the turn before their war starts. What that allowed, it allowed the Greeks to come up and get part of Macedonia. Besides that, it was a stalemate. The Serbians got lucky and took away northern Macedonia. The little guy here actually took Albania on his turn. So I got really lucky there. The Bulgarian dice stunk completely. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, which would have made it a little more interesting. But so basically everybody gets their stuff. The Italians also took 2 territories during the prequel. During the Italian Ottoman War.
But the Ottomans held Cyrenaica down in the south.
And then just between the random events, so the good news was it was winter. So, because Austria came up here and attacked and dwindled down, then I attacked with everything I could and then retreated back to have a nice horde going. So I'm in decent shape there. Although I had railed some stuff out here early on because of the Japanese thing. Now I have to bring it back.
Yeah, so the Japanese did distract him in Primorsky Krai because it really suited the Germans should the Japanese take Primorsky Krai, because then they would have gone Central Powers no matter what. So, all right, so this is what it looks like. I'm bringing an infantry out of Berlin on a truck. He's going to get first strike, as well as my artillery. I got 2 artillery observed by balloon and a plane commander observed by the other plane. I got infantry, and all my infantry here, 6 are upgunned by artillery. Then I got 2 cavalry, and it's against his. This is a Belgium fort, artillery, and 3 infantry, and I'm hoping basically to take that with artillery. So let's kick that. Oh, I gotta start with the normal formality. Based on the fact that I'm starting with large manpower reserves, I'm buying 2 artillery, a truck, upgrading a factory to a major, a cavalry, a Jaeger. I'm lend-leasing a infantry to the Austrians, and I'm buying a naval infantry, and I've got 2 diplomacy. My technology that I'm rolling for is red for wartime economy and yellow for defense in depth. And I hit on both, which is really, really nice for me. Why do you not want to go there? Anyways, all right, well, let's see if we can do the same for diplomacy. So I've got teal for, swap that out. Red for Norway, and green for the Netherlands. I like the Netherlands. I think everybody does. I missed on the Netherlands and Norway. So with that said, that is the 35 that I spend. So the only battle we're going to do, essentially, that for the video itself is, and I'm really only going to show you 1 set of rolling. So let's start with, at a 7, I have 2 heavies. That's 1. And then I have, remember, commanders don't influence artillery. 4 artillery. So another one. So only 2. Not so great.
Artillery in the fort.
Yep.
And not a single thing.
Not a hit. So he loses 2.
You're gonna lose your artillery and infantry.
So artillery. So that leaves him with 2 infantry. Oh, I didn't roll my first strike. Let me roll my first strike just in case. No.
Okay.
All right, so that settles that. And then 2, I have 6, 7, 8. 8 at 4.
You got me artillery.
I have 6 upgunning, and then the commander for the cavalry.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you got all right. You lose 1.
All right. So I take a loss. So I will lose 1 infantry. I will go up 1. I marked it, but I don't think I pushed you up 1 because you will eventually be at 35.
2 for Greece.
And then 1 for,
yeah.
yeah.
So this can come off now.
Well, not quite yet.
Well, yeah. Next time we're gonna collect that amount of money.
Yeah, you're gonna collect that, yeah. Okay, so I have 2 rounds I can attack into Picardy with now, based on taking that in 1. So, starting again with my heaviest of heavy artillery, that's 1. And then I have 4 at 4. So that's 3 total first strike. And then
Does
3,
your truck
4,
get to go
5,
again
6.
too?
Oh yeah, truck for 1 of the infantry. That's it. I just wiped out Picardy. So that is the von Schlieffen plan. Now, before I celebrate too much, that's worth what, 3? So we're gonna, while I'm here, so 1, 2, 3, 18, 1, 2, 3. All right, before you celebrate too quickly, and of course this was my concern, here I am, I'm gonna be in Picardy with my army. I'm facing 2 armies, and understand that the British are going to be able to place units directly in here, as well as then move over whatever they can move. So it is not a slam dunk, and we're going to see what the outcome looks like. Now, the von Schlieffen plan was always a random event in this game. This could have occurred, 1 out of 6 times when playing with random events. So this has always been a possibility, and it's been play tested before. However, we've now basically introduced it to the game as a strategic dilemma for you, the German player. Do you delay the British entry, which has its merits and really worked for the Central Powers in Operation Vimy Ridge, or do you push in? We're going to play the rest of this out. We'll film some more updates as we go along, but I just wanted you to see that. Anything else, Tim?
Nope, I got my work cut out for me, but like you said, all that entire plate over there of British units can be placed into Paris, no manpower restrictions, nothing like that, so I can stack up where I need to stack up.
And you can bring
myself, but that whole plate can sit there in Paris, can sit here, So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, because now the entire German army is sitting here in Picardy.
Right.
Do I try to take Bavaria? Probably not, but
So
if I come back here and take everything and get lucky again, he just loses half of his army in the first turn.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it for us. Have a great week.